Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It's time for game number 2 here in this best of 3 series between M19 and NaVi, who just won game number 1 in a very interesting fashion. And well, I can do this again right now. Beastmaster making it through the banning stage. Gonna be their first pick. My name is Dragon Job, happy to bring you these games and also happy to be joined by the one and only Mr. V.
Are you sure that it isn't Alliance just tagged up as NaVi? But
not 100% right now, honestly. But yeah,
actually,
I mean,
if it was Alliance, they would have lost. That's fired.
Wow.
Anyway.
Wow, dude.
All right. Alliance hasn't been performing very well, but whatever. NaVi decided to pick up the Beastmaster, as you said, gets left in the pool. NaVi got priority this round, so they got first pick, and then Radiant was selected by M19. I think having the Wisp on NaVi was just kind of their go-to plan when they saw that it wasn't banned out from M19 this track. They're like, hey, we can continue to push and split the map, so why not do that? They play the Wisp very well, and M19 doesn't seem to be able to handle it very well.
Master, pretty strong, yeah, that background. But M19, well, Winter Wyvern already with their first 1-2 punch, they get themselves one of the other classic Wisp counters. Queen of Pain, they provide a lot of extra damage, a lot of burst damage here, especially against the Wisp. He will not be able to sustain too much against that. The Doom, also not the worst, if you really hate the Wisp. But brought that ultimate on.
10 seconds remaining.
I think M19 are recognizing, hey, we need to have pick-off potential. Because if someone like Roger can just push the lanes and split them without being punished, NaVi is just going to walk over them all over again. Quap can go Orchid. She has a Blink, so she's mobile to catch those heroes. Doom can also go Blink or Shadow Blade and look to catch someone's prize. Wyvern also kind of fits into that picture in that she is able to push out waves, and she's also able to keep creeps alive, which they could not do last game while they barreled down a little.
Oh man. The Cold Embrace. That'd be useful, but Nyx Assassin, alright. Pretty good counter here in his own right to the Queen of Pain, can also set up for the relocate gangs. Beastmaster, if he goes back to the old school way to build him, which included like in this early Goods of Travel. Can even also
I remember like
gangs on Hawk.
Yeah, you like bots into your own Hawk.
Yeah.
And then like just roar and set up for it. And you can definitely do that with the relocate on the field. NaVi is hiding something. They chose first pick and they get to choose 2 in a row. And I think looking at their bans, they take out Anti-Mage and they take out Weaver and they take out Venomancer. I think they're looking for maybe something like a Drow strat or something like the Vengeance out of the pool. Maybe they'll go Luna. Luna does work okay with the Wisp. But they see their mid matchup now, so they should pick it before the ban phase. I would imagine, because they get to decide who they put up against the Queen of Pain.
Yep. Well, the Puck would be a classic one.
Yeah, I don't think Puck would be bad. I just don't see Puck as being particularly like useful with Wisp. Like Puck is kind of that elusive hero that doesn't really couple with Wisp very well. I guess they have other options to pair Wisp, more so with the Beastmaster, maybe with Nyx or their safe lane. But I just don't think that combo is too strong.
Yeah, it would still be in the pool if I want to pick that out now before the next banning phase. It would also still be a mid, like Oliver from Penta keeps running in that even without the Wisps. That's a possibility.
Could always go back for the Shadow Fiend as well.
Shadow Fiend, sure.
Brewmaster?
Or Dragon Knight actually comes to mind as well. Gives you some extra push. Not the worst with the IO. Like, even more tankiness, more attack speed here to work with. Actually have some decent damage output here, especially in that ultimate.
Radiant team back.
That's a lifestealer. Alright, I had that in back of my mind too, just with the Nyx Assassin. And also, one game I remember from a very old Liquid squad. They had Beastmaster, Tinker, Lifestealer. So, Lifestealer would infest into Beastmaster or Tinker. Then then both of them would teleport onto the Hawk, and all of a sudden 4 people would just show up out of nowhere. So maybe see shenanigans like that, likely infested into like.
I was thinking
that
about what they wanted to do to deal with the drunken haze, and I'm like, okay, they could go someone that builds Manta. So like that's kind of where the Luna and Drow were coming from, and then I'm like, what if like BKB carriers? Oh, Lifestealer's still in the pool, and Lifestealer's very strong versus Brewmaster and the Doom. Even versus Wyvern, you aren't too concerned. Yes, she prevents a lot of your physical damage or all of your physical damage from occurring with the Cold Embrace, but if she just sits someone down, then you just kind of wait it out as the Lifestealer.
Oh, if he gets any of these air bombs, aerial bombardment. I think that's what you can call that if Lifesteal infests into the Hawks.
I think if you're Navi, you ban the CK here.
Yeah.
Dire team pick.
Wouldn't be bad at all. After M19 to pick up, IO just gets deleted. Assassin can sort of play against it here, can with his back carapace if he gets it off on time and whatnot. Lifestealer also cannot play and up against that really unless you're super far ahead already.
Especially with the Reality Rift talent to pierce spell immunity.
Yep.
5 seconds remaining.
I'm just also thinking they don't have the best illusion clear at this point, so it would be a strength-based core versus a Lifestealer, which is not ideal, but it's doable.
Strength-based illusion core, so mixes things up a little bit. But Navi, they're still looking for this Wisp combo. Tiny has been banned out again, so that CK actually still in the pool for them to, again, I wouldn't hate it as a mid option here, especially with the IO together. You'd be very heavy on the melee side though, and it's something that you might want to avoid up against the Winter Wyvern though.
Yeah, they could go for something more magical damage like Necrophos. That kind of pairs nicely with the Wisp.
Well, there's magic damage, the Storm Spirit comes in. Not the classic combo with the IO, but yeah, get some value out of that too. IO can help keep your mana pool sustained. You have that extra Lifestealer carrier, so actually have almost 4 Lifestealer carriers here in this game. IO +1 can take you anywhere. Nyx Assassin is in this. Beastmaster will probably buy a blink eventually, and Storm Spirit has a lot of mobility on his own, so
it is kind of a bold move. Bold move though to pick Storm into Doom. Yeah, I guess they're just anticipating that they're going to be able to protect Dendy or get him up to Lincoln's faster, but with Kaya being an option, you don't necessarily build up to Lincoln's right away as a Storm Spirit. You're looking, okay, you farm up your Arcanes or Treads, maybe have a null or 2 in a bottle, but then you're usually going straight for that Kaya, which is going to be like 2,000 gold. And then on top of that, do you then want to go for Bloodstone and then look to to build up an Orchid or a Lincoln's? Like, that seems very defensive without much kill potential, and you do need to be locking down these heroes a little bit. Wyvern maybe not so much, isn't super mobile, but you definitely want to have at least one form of silence for the Brew.
For the Queen of Pain.
Yeah. Navi will have these fights. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Alright, so the new Brood. It's less of a mid hero in my opinion. Sometimes teams still run it there. But it's actually obnoxious if you don't have a lockdown, because no matter what you do otherwise, you can always just juke and jive and keep running over trees.
Yeah, and it'll be NIX on the Queen of Pain here, so safe lane Quap, offlane Brew, 4 roaming Doom.
The question is this is mid Broodmother still, like,
yeah.
I'm a biggest fan because you don't have these trees really hide behind.
It's not terrible. You can just kind of run over the cliffs in the mid river, and it's not ideal, but it's not terrible at the same time. I think M19 recognized that there wasn't good clear for things like Spiderlings, and as we were talking about, like, that's why we thought CK could be a good option. But here, it looks like they're going to have to make do on NaVi sides, and M19 have to fight to stay alive.
Yep. This is a single elimination bracket. The losers out, the winner will move on. Our other matchup in the quarterfinals will be Vega Squadron versus, we'll check,
Prepare
Effects.
for
Alright, that'll be coming up right after this one. Then the finals match, your last best of 3 for today. Grand finals will be tomorrow. A long way to go for these teams, but M19, as you said, staring down the barrel. They'll lose this one, and they might as well go home.
This seems very Liquid-esque. You're facing elimination, last pick. No
See how it
flame,
works
just
out.
that's just kind of how it is sometimes.
Question is, can they pull it off like Liquid can?
Yeah.
Bring up as 5, they're drawing the line here. Let's try and be aggressive again. They do have the smoke up to make this a little bit easier. If someone's waiting here on this high ground, then higher plan kind of falls to pieces, but for now, we can see that it looks like they might actually find something here. You have Crystallize alone up top. Be able to at least force him into first point up in rage.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, like, what stun do they have that they're going to use to initiate? Like, lead with the Wyvern slow? Is that what they're thinking?
Frontal Blade, dude. Really strong.
For
But yeah,
0.6 seconds.
I guess slow from the Wyvern. Hope that's anyone else but the Lifestealer, but yeah, this life should be fine unless he's just AFK right now. But he isn't. He's walking towards the tower. Doesn't even have to put a point into anything just yet. So, at the very least, this will secure the 2 runes here.
the battle begins.
The classic trade.
Or the TP is going... I think this is Dendi off lane? Yeah,
It's mid
General's
swing, got him.
gonna... Yeah.
Do this. Other mids. Alright. So, it's definitely throwing NaVi for a bit of a loop. How is this matchup supposed to go? General, actually, yeah. They're already responding to it. They don't want the Storm up against this Brood.
Yeah. I think General's just like, hey, I can be tanky, I can buy Stout Shield, I can actually contest the Brood for CS. And with the Wild Axes, you actually have some clear for the Spiderlings, which isn't dependent on running them into like a static remnant. So I think General's going to be okay. He's a good player. Played really well in the clock last game. I think he'll just hold his own here. Snako facing some damage. If Hume wants to go for this Infernal Blade, he can potentially get this kill.
Oh. Not point in yet. Wait to see whether they can even maybe find a good... Those are just both medium camps right now, so you have to walk all the way to the side to just find a Hellbear. Not ideal for these early engagements. We should have gone for the kill, but with the tether always available, Snako.
Yeah.
Could have always made his way to the quartz free wave and his friend.
No, Roger bottom, resting Muriel on the wire. But Dendi gets his matchup versus NIX.
A little bit more awkward in the side lanes, just with where the creeps meet and everything.
Roger's like, Dendi, these are my creeps. I'm gonna farm them. Or he'll pull them back between the towers probably as Wyvern tries to snag the bounty from Dendi, but he gets it.
Snako?
Top lane.
So low here. The slow from Crystallize though will mean that Blizzard cannot get in range for the second right click. Damn. Gonna do something Hume a little bit late on the rotation back, but just leave Crystallize alone here for the time being. Not that he cares. Kind of sustain himself with the lifesteal. Keep going back to his middle lane, and I can't help but think that once Broodmother gets these extra points up into Spiderlings, he gets get more per cast essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Once you have that army built up, in general, won't be able to do too much about it. Axes or no axes, they aren't actually all that strong, especially with the new resistances. Don't think you can actually one-shot things. Maybe the small spiders, but not the Spiderlings.
No. Yeah. I think General's just gonna do what he can here, but he knows that he'll just eventually have to kind of stack the lane and spam it out with axes. With Snako here, he has the potential to leave face healthy. How is Crystallize doing for his CS? He's up to 12. Brewmaster is actually at 18.
Who's in the lane right now, and it's what you would expect. Lifesteal normally one of the better 1v1 carries, but you're up against the Brewmaster, so the drunken haste spam is gonna be super annoying. You can't just go on and rage it off every single time. Look at him, he's actually dropping quite low in mid. Dude, just maybe drop
He
another
has
net.
another axe
Oh,
set.
wow. When he gets hit by the 1, I believe. I can just, he has enough spiderlings that he should be able to get a few lasses with that while just sitting in the back. Healing up a bit passively. Kind of crazy, you have 13 health regen.
Roar
Online?
could be on the table though.
Oh, yeah, it's coming online right now, General. Wants to try and threaten it, but doesn't quite want to burn, dive past the tower for it. As I say that though, he's making his way through, just throwing another set of axes. So far so good. So Neko coming in, healing him up a little bit, and this is something that they did see on the Radiant side. They have the Observer Ward.
Yeah, he really wants Pikachu here.
Yuri already made the rotation. He's on level 2, not a whole lot he can do in terms of healing power. So, confirm General's positioning as he clears through all these trees. So no way for Pikachu to hide really, but he has healed up a decent amount in the meantime. Yeah, you can one-shot the Spiderlings. Confirmed. Alright. Roger, now making his way across as well. Does have a stun to work with. Muriel down at half health. Still waiting on his first blood here.
Yeah, Doom is level 3, so I was expecting Dendi to, like, the first blood to be in his lane, just due to the nature of the way he plays. As he may get run down here by the Doom. Shockwave.
Well, turns out you were right. The roll comes out in mid though, and they're looking to try and trade the follow-up stun from Roger. Looking to try and
He's
right-click down
fast, though.
Pikachu, but he's pretty fast and pretty healthy with the regen. Kind of crazy to have plus 13 without a tango at this stage in the game. Oh, the axes though! The long-range nukes here from both sides actually nets them
they got the
kill
Borslow.
each, and Muriel looking for more. He does have heals this time, but no one else rotating in. The tower is just busy shooting creeps. Really helping out either, and yeah. He stole the kill. Sad face.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Stole the kill.
Yep.
I think he secured the kill. Snako.
Same difference, really.
Yeah. I don't think getting kills on your Wisp is a bad idea. Hero just offers so much with additional stats as they may go on the Brew here.
Lizzie not quite level 6 just yet himself. Trying to get the flap off at least, but it's just going to be right-click down. This is what you want to use the rage for. Taking him down.
General's got 2 levels up on Brew. This was a fantastic adaptation from NaVi. I wonder if they expected the Brew and like had this plan made like in the back of their head beforehand.
Well, also certainly doing quite well. Also has a lot of these extra last hits. It's a bit inflated here with all the spiders. Trust that, but what's these other side lanes? Nyx isn't even. It's kind of keeping up with the lifesteal, I guess, of CS.
Yeah.
Also has a lot of denies, so he's making the most out of the free farm down bottom.
It's a lot more quality of last hits so for him than for Dendi, right? Dendi's only getting about 16 gold from like these small centaur camps per creep at least.
But actually committed up top. Lifesteal, he used the rage a little bit earlier for some harassment. Now Sneko has to come in to link up with him. Gets lifted up into the air. The tether's still going now. The extra rage not enough though. And now Sneko might die himself. Being run down. Another stun. Another couple of right clicks. Zoom with a double kill. Sharkwave once again, netting in that second one. So this Doom rotation, not even level 6 just yet. That together with the rule split, adding them some extra advantage up top, especially considering how strong that lifesteal is, or was up until that point.
Why did you rotate bottom? NIX? Or why'd you rotate mid? Interesting play.
I don't know.
Crystallize actually could have potentially lived if he had infested there. He had it up. He just opted to try to get a few more right clicks in. Middle lane.
Find the real Nyx with that axe.
Mm.
Stallion online and beast faster, so... Is that a normal build for Beastmaster, or why does he go for the minus armor?
It's just added damage with the wild axes because they're physical. So if you get the 2 hits off like this,
sending things
it
around though.
hurts.
Soneko again though, right place at the right time, just like last game. Able to heal up general. And that's Sonic Wave on cooldown.
Top lane, Infest used to get away from Doom. Doom is off cooldown, so Crystallize has to be careful here.
Ultimate available. Busy. Don't split. Still 40 seconds on the sidelines.
Middle lane.
Middle lane. Oh, they're running down Queen of Pain. Does it get another blink off? He can just in time, but well, Pikachu turning things around. They do bring down Crystallize. They looking for general as well. They might need to throw in that big old ultimate, and they will just to make sure. Don't really have the extra slows to work with. And a shockwave again. Pikachu with the nuke. We lost it though.
Pikachu used his Thunderbolt. It's super effective.
Dire's middle tower is
All right,
under
Dendi, what are you doing? Farming?
Good question, right? We have not really seen Stormfront do a whole lot this time around so far. That's kind of the nature of the hero. He did give the bottom lane over to Roger so he can get his levels. He's level 6 now in the Nyx. To Wyvern almost level 5 is he's doing the same for M19. Just before Nyx coming back into it. As the Veil as well still linking it up, so he's looking to be more aggressive once these items are completed.
Yeah. Dendi. Is this the meteor hammer? I need to look at what you need to build this item. Meteor hammer.
I think so, yeah.
Dendi
Kaya.
is building.
Kaya.
I thought so. Maybe he was just memeing his teammates because I clicked on him and it looked like he was. He wanted to build the meteor hammer.
There again. You need the
Ogre
Staff of
axe.
Wizardry, Ring of Treatment, Stages, Mouse. Yeah, I think it would. Focus X, okay. I don't know.
structures are fortified.
It's a Kaya, which makes a lot more sense. Also,
I
extra
agree.
clarity, C is super useful, even as the game goes on. For a hero like Storm Spirits. So. He's getting that. He's not really being pressured in turn. Top lane Rage forced out, no Doom, doesn't brew split whenever he wants to with Goldring.
Infest bomb though.
Looks like it here, Roger, making use of that Vendetta for the first time.
Sentries are not down middle. Yeah, there are sentries for the Dire, but not for Radiant.
Dire's top
One
tower is
on
under attack.
the Wyvern here though.
Real, oh yeah, he's dropping it now. Also reveals that the other sentry's on, but on a high ground, Roger coming in, he's spotted out, they're still bursting down Muriel. That'll be enough to roar at the same time on Broodmother, so they get a 2-4 special. Maybe, man, it's just in time, but the turnaround is there. Next is once a Brewmaster. They trade for Beast. Now they're looking for more
Doom's off
Doom
cooldown.
on to Crystallize, so no more shenanigans from him. Nice little stun there from Roger, but not enough to help his buddy out. So 2-for-2 trade, and overall a
This is
little bit in
relocate going.
favor of M19.
Dire's middle
Relocate
tower
on cooldown
is under
too.
attack.
Yeah. Pretty useful. You lose Pikachu again, it's not ideal, but you get 2 of the NaVi cores down. Exchange plus a
Dire's
tower.
middle tower has fallen.
Yeah. Nice little play though from Roger to deny the hit to a hero. They have Sonic Wave and Arcane Rune on Quap. Can they get Snako first though?
Oh. Here now, blink forward. Next. Just throw out the ultimate and that'll be enough. Shockwave, not even need it. And he's not really in fighting shape right now, even with the Kaya.
He has
Radiant's
no
bottom
HP,
tower is under
less than
attack.
1,000 hit points on him.
Radiant's
12 minutes into the
structures
game.
are
He needs his Bloodstone.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
So is NaVi going to hit this timing with the Bloodstone though?
Dire's
Or
structures are
is
fortified.
M19 exerting too much pressure? They're gonna claim another tier 1 tower here up top.
Radiant's bottom tower
I
is
think
under
Navi is
attack.
in an okay position because
Dire's
Beastmaster
top tower is under
has he's got enough levels that he'll start getting up these points in Inner Beast, and he'll be able to stretch and split the map enough. You do have to also account for the fact that Snako hasn't really been super active on this Wisp in setting up these kills. It's more so been that Nyx bomb that we saw middle. Doom still on cooldown for another 40. This Devour, though, kind of counters the Beastmaster's additional summon unit as Nyx goes for the stun.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
It's a very tanky Doom. Does get the Scorch off before the Roar, and that means they have to abandon this attempt. Oh, maybe not. Roger. He's been deaded up. Does have life inside of him. Gotta wait for someone to come back to relocate.
Relocate.
Down the double stun available here. The burst down Doom after all. Danny and Snako together. Helping to just add to the chaos. All of a sudden, 5 heroes from NaVi down in this bottom lane. 19. Not ready for that at all. Pikachu. Go for Roche now. He does have the Desolate and a giant amount of spiders.
Radiant's bottom tower has
So yeah.
If it be the thing, they would push high ground. But I don't think they have any idea.
I think they know. Not really all that obvious here. Top lane all the way pushed out. Doesn't make sense for M19 to commit to that here without vision.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Yeah, they're gonna get this Roche for free. Does NaVi get there in time, but it appears so.
They send the Hawk and they see it.
Yeah, alright.
Fallen to the
A little bit too late. Roger on the high ground. Then he's zipping around to the back here, but almost being doomed up. Doom with the long cast point though. Unable to get it off, and 19. At least they get something out of that disaster in the bottom lane.
Yeah. Losing 2-3 heroes, losing their tier 2 tower. Not ideal, but they're not too concerned about NaVi farming up their jungle anyways, because they're looking to play more aggressive. Brewmaster has this Blink Dagger, so they're okay in fighting position. Doom is up. I assume Quap will also have her ultimate up, so they're not afraid to fight here.
Pushing himself.
That's a
down
blink
bottom.
forward.
Oh, Roger comes through. Nyx does have another blink. Very hard target to bring down, even with the stun and the Annabelle level 2. It could be enough damage. And for the stun there as he's trying to farm with the creep wave. Then ensures it. Carapace.
What a heads up play by Roger.
Yeah.
Like, I wish I was that good that I could make those plays in my pubs. Just knowing ahead. Okay, just gonna scream now, Carapace now. Sets up that Beastmaster on the top lane. Also looking to pressure this tower. He does have the Dark Troll Summoner here for the net.
Oh, on top of the relocate. Does have the Bruce Split available. Doesn't get it off though. Dandy. The only 1 point about the unstable vortex, but there's the counterplay that at least lose the Wisp for it. Muriel though, look at this damage here. Necrobug doing so much work here with all the extra creeps.
Who's seeping? Quap?
Looks like it. Yeah, Nyx coming through. Or at least clear through these Necrobugs, so it's an extra 150 gold for each of these units.
Are they going to go for another Infest? No. 30 seconds till it's up. Crystallize will probably just take the DD and farm then.
What is this?
Roger whoops. He thinks it's off cooldown, so he goes in Viz. Crystallize like, dude, can't infest. Gonna go farm.
Roger's just looking for some information on his own then. A blink tag to work with too, so you can maybe even poke and blink out. But it's M19, they're smoked up. Muriel, the ultimate available there in 15. Blizzy didn't even get his off in that last fight, so that's still a threat that NaVi has to contend with. It's only 70 minutes into the game. That Brewmaster ultimate still very effective at this point in the right circumstance, and he also has to blink, make that work for himself. So
Doom is in trouble, I would assume here. Nyx on the high ground. Can't go in Viz, so he's just chilling up here till his Vendetta's back off cooldown, but I think they scouted the ward placement there.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I mean, quite a few of these battlings actually. I believe that was
Doom top lane is going to die
Yeah.
to the Beastmaster Roar. He just evaporates, and no mana to cast Doom or try to make a counterplay there.
Level
Just
3
with,
Necrobug. I'll do that too, yeah.
Dire structures
With the
are
problem, we're all a
fortified.
crazy amount of damage output.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Rest from M19. Alright, that is Blue Split. They're gonna burst down Snaker first. No way out for him.
Something seems familiar about last game. Hey, where are the other lanes at?
It's gonna be an easy time climbing this tier 2 unless he's been kind of played Muralist there, but no way to really catch up. Severing himself from the creeps. Actually gets the net onto Queen of Pain, sending them over, but they want the real Beastmaster. General. Kind of call if he should end up falling here. They do have the Sonic Wave in case they need it, but they're just holding on to it. Couple of right clicks, Yoon being slowed down by the summons, but yeah, they finally let it go. Don't want to play around much more because, hey, look, lo and behold, bottom lane. Crystallize continuing to pressure this. Also forcing out the response from Blizzy.
He's got his Sesso up now, which is good. He's going to infest Roger here once the Vendetta's off cooldown, and he gets his Sesso. Fairly standard build coming from Crystallize here. Armlet, Sesso, going for Lincolns to deal with the Doom.
It is. Top lane here, they saw Nyx farming just a little bit, hoping that he's being a bit greedy for the hard camp, or even if they're a little bit more defensively here, going into their own jungle. If you start with the stun, you can still get Nyx, but Muriel is a much easier target as well. Go for the quick pick and then leave.
Dendy's got Bloodstone now.
That's the other thing. Of this pressure from NaVi, also serving to buy space for Dendy. He was the highest farmer on his team, just slightly behind the Broodmother even. That's on with 14 charges, starting them off. Kaya in the inventory as well. Go for the treads. Next item on the list is that orchid that you were mentioning in the draft.
Yeah, they need to be able to pick off the Squap and the Brew. Prevent the ultimate mid lane. What's going on here? They're trying to take this tower. General's been trying to take this tower for the last 20 minutes.
To be able to now, which is suiciding his creeps. No deny, this mistiming it a little bit. It's annoying.
Oh my god, where'd those spiders go?
Yeah, he's continuing to siphon down.
I want to see how many last hits that Beastmaster has.
193, less than Dendy. Funnily enough, but he also got a fair amount of his spiders of his own.
Yeah.
Wish we had layers. You could see how many spiders exactly have been fed.
Yeah. That'd be so nice.
Oh,
alright. Dendy. He's got his treads up if he unlocks...
Pikachu here, relocate in, set up by Roger and the Roar coming through. Dendy just with a drive-by kill.
Kill secured,
Typical,
Bloodstone
yeah.
secured.
Typical carry team for the contribution, you know?
Nice flashy play from him. Yum really needs to think about how he wants to pair with his teams to make plays on the map, because he's been running around with Doom off cooldown for quite some time.
Oh.
Mid lane.
Master Split doesn't get it off here, Mana Burn, but it did have enough Magic Wand charges here. Nestle will discuss as well. Roger will fall despite the miss. Also defend bottom, not too much damage being done. The creep still proved to be a bit of a bother for Muriel. Yeah, good kill, good defense. This is gonna be enough though. NaVi continuing to get stronger and stronger by the minute.
You think Beastmaster's going to go for this 100 wild axis damage? I'm wondering if it's for each axe or like 50 each. It's crystallized. Goodbye, Quap.
How'd that happen?
I believe Dendy got a pull off on the Quap after she blinked in, and she couldn't get the secondary blink off, and Lifestealer just with Armlet, Desolator, kind of shreds the Quap.
Very quick kills indeed. The Hawk now with the extra health. That's more annoying to deal with. Oh, there's a zip to Muriel. Spent way too much time for that, but it was a bait. The Doom onto the real Storm Spirit. That's gonna be a big kill. Muriel still alive, even the Roar onto Doom. Not enough damage here from Muriel on the side. General thinking about committing for it, but Lizzie blinking aggressively on him. Gonna be alright. M19 kind of dodging a bullet there.
I'm surprised Crystallize didn't go in, and it's a big deal to get stormed down to 10 Bloodstone charges.
Yeah.
There is an Orchid up on this Broodmother, so Dendi should be...
For Pikachu, no, Roger misses the stun. Pikachu actually turns to fight. Now Nick's coming in with help. They can Skillstorm a second time. It's so big. They don't get the actual kill, but at least they force out the deny. So that Bloodstone from 15 down to 6 charges pretty much immediately.
3-2-2.
Something like that. Fight continues though.
Lucas.
And that was an IO. Try to make for the relocate play a little bit earlier. So back for the free kill. Meanwhile, General up top, there would be a bit of a bigger one. They catch him with the Winter's Curse just to buy some more time for Lizzie and Nyx to come in. They should eventually burn him down, and this Nyx have to come in. Uriel claiming that kill with the Splinter Blast. Now they're trying to just get rid of some of these creeps. Necro Archer level 3, it's 200 gold. You have to be very careful about not feeding all of that stuff away time and time again.
It's a big gold injection for the side of M19. I feel like Crystallize hasn't been super engaged with this team and wanting to fight. He's just been farming up. He did get the kill on the co-op recently, but in terms of like backing up his team, he hasn't been super involved in these fights, and I feel like it's hurting Navi quite a bit.
Once that Lincoln's up against the Doom by the looks of it, we feel comfortable committing into a fight where thing is, at this point it's still more worth it to Doom up the Strongfoot. He doesn't have a Lincoln's either. You can buy a Lincoln, so maybe it's also a thing where it's like, hey, I'll build a Lincoln, so I'm gonna put it on you so you can feel a little bit more comfortable going in.
I think they know this Roche is going on, so Crystallize like, okay, let's see if I can get some damage on the
Well, that's
tier
a
3.
long zip through. There were some of these creeps at the very least. Unfortunately, not able to get the last hit on Roche. A bit too early for that. Roger. Right up top here. High Carpers will end. No more mana left. But Skinner will be coming in. Wants to find the Doom. Will have to burn some more of his mana or just his health points before the Doom comes out.
Crystallize is
That'll
here.
work. To relocate forward. Nyx trying to TP out. Will not be successful here. Just enough damage with the extra burst from the spirits.
That's like the difference between like a godly Wisp player and a good Wisp player, knowing how to get that damage off in these fights.
A significant amount. Max level spirits, 100 damage per ball. If you have 5 of those, it's 500 magical damage for reductions. Not insignificant, and now that's a long zip with Crystallize inside. And I swear there was a Wyvern there. Not anymore though.
Wow, this is a late Midas. We might be in for a long one here, Roger.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
PS1 himself is also pretty late. Trying to match it up, I guess.
Yeah.
Also sitting 8 goals. What is the next round of items is on M19? Because they've been struggling a little bit. Broodmother, also Pikachu just just farming. But Pikachu, he's sitting at 4.2k gold. What can he buy here to really help out his team in these kind of fights and pickoffs?
He could go AC. The other option would be Butterfly as well, but I would assume it's going to be the Assault Cuirass. But I think the big question is whether or not this Quap will be able to be a threat on the map. Yes, she is Veil, but she needs to get like an Orchid up soon.
Lincoln first. It's still ways away. For Storm Spirit, not so much. Yeah, I think he has it completed now, doesn't he? So, yeah.
Yeah.
The Orchid available for Denny. Well, up top, alright, that's a good kill. Roger. Just eliminating a threat from the map. Gives you a lot more space to work with.
Yeah, there's a gem up on the Brewmaster, so that kind of enables them to hunt for Roger and also reclaim a lot of the vision. I think this earlier gem was an issue last game where they didn't have the vision, the capacity to take out the vision from the side of NaVi. And now look at them. They're going to be threatening high ground here with the Sages.
Bit of a spiderling army. That really matters at this point here with the AoE that Navi have, unless you control properly. Pikachu himself is a force to be reckoned with at this point. He's the one who's carrying the Orchid already. Let's have the AC queued up, but doesn't have enough money to finish it off too. Just needs to wait for the courier to just make his track out.
Dendi and Crystallize have got to get out of here.
Maybe, maybe not. They can actually get a pick off really easily. Open to Ivan.
Interesting
drive
play
by.
from you. Top lane.
Oh, look at the mid lane here. The Orchid on the Beastmaster actually did quite a bit of damage to Pikachu. And just proving what he's worth. Gets the extra 400 gold from the creeps as well, so...
Neko's done
And the double
too.
kill. Okay, he just got like 1200 gold off of that engagement. Fight to cap shows 900 because it doesn't actually count the Echo Box. They're like 1300 golds off of that. And another bit of pressure for the tier 3 tower. This time 2 heroes down. No relocate, no whiz. Okay, he's spying back.
Look
Make
at
that
where
happen.
Roger is.
For the wraparounds. DP from Crystallize. He's getting rid of the creeps and trying to make that play again, but Brewmaster with the split. Trying to control up some people, but the rest is already down. Pikachu and Nyx just focusing it down.
Doom on Roger mid,
Crazy
he'll
amount of
go
right
down.
click damage, and yeah, he will fall indeed. I'm still looking at this dice side base to see if Navi can do anything about it, but they can't. Then the end, unconfident. Not really able to go in on this very scary Broodmother at this point.
Yeah. With that AC, she has a lot more armor, boosting up her team. She is also attacking a lot faster, which really threatens those buildings. If you look at her talent tree, she's got health, cooldown reduction, and attack speed. That attack speed really makes her a big threat towards these towers.
Yep. Bit of right click Brood. We got the plus 75 Insatiable Hunger and Lifesteal soon. That puts it up to what? Yeah, what's 1 or 200 extra damage?
Yeah,
Navi,
it's
they
like 210, 217, or 215.
feel the pressure here. Aegis is down, they timed it out. So now General, actually, Nick's blinking into him, but General once more, he wants Pikachu. But let's get the ultimate off, the silence to prevent the roar. Pikachu will still fall to all the right clicks here. Nick's next on the list, silence up as well, but there it is. The Winter's Curse. Latest a little bit more. General will fall. They also gain enough time for Nyx to actually get out, but Roger actually running right into him. Nandy will come in for the follow-up. Also claim an extra Bloodstone charge. Meanwhile, Crystallize looking for Mirror up top. It'll spread M19 way too thin if they get kills left, right, and center. Including 2 on the big cores, especially Pikachu. 2k goals, 2.6k swing in total with the loss on M19. And they get more than T2s off of that though.
They need that Brewmaster to be threatening that fight. More Drunken Haze, more Brood Splits, and now Navi, they're going to look for the return Rax play. And if Broodmother doesn't buy back, I think they'll get it.
Yep. Don't have the Beastmaster, it's a big part of that push, but Crystallize with the Desolator, plus the 2 catapults. Blizzy comes in. You can go for the Collapse straight up for the Brew Split. Gets the lift up here onto Roger. For a moment.
Just buying time.
Buying time, yeah, exactly. So, Navi, being too fast by it, they're still sticking around in this general area, but Nyx as well as the Broodmother.
Doom is up.
Pikachu will be coming back. Ultimate is still available too, as is. NaVi, can they really feel comfortable going for this now? With M19 back at full strength?
I guess the answer is no as Dendi TPs away. I feel like they really want to equalize the racks, but they recognize that there's just too many big cooldowns that are available for the side of M19, so they need to continue with this pick-off style with Roger. And if they catch the Broodmother mid, that'd be a great start.
Relocate available here. No one to link up with though. It's just only the IO. Crystallize is close enough, but again, there's the Raw finally coming out, but it's already up on the high ground. No real way for Navi to come in. They're still trying to nuke him down, but unsuccessful. Navi expended quite a few of their ultimates, and oh, Winter's Curse. Not sure about this one. Bit of a miscommunication, perhaps. Hoping that there was a few more heroes next to him to kill him.
Man, look at that gold for Doom.
They do continue to eat through. Okay, that's a long zip from Danny. He's looking to finish him off, but now the heals from Uriel. Again, they say no. General and Roger ready for the follow-up, but they actually miss the stun. Doom is still alive. Scorch Earth going now. The nets will actually be blinked out of. Oh, that ultimate being dodged from Spike Carapace. Roger, I think, is still not long for the world. So, cute play, but at the end of the day, we change the outcome.
Crystallize, are you going to grab that double damage, or are you just going to leave it?
Double damage is just a crutch for bad players. He doesn't want it. Then he needs
Makes
to go.
sense.
Shots fired.
Oh god.
Just kidding.
Just kidding, chat.
Yeah. Don't at me, please.
Alright. Dendy's got his Lincolns up. He's definitely going to be a big threat. What do you think about this auto remnant in 500 distance? Like, is it just
So ridiculously good.
Dire are scanning.
like, in addition to like the vision, the damage can just be like so.
Yeah, it's out
so
of this
strong.
world. So you can basically what you want to do in most fights anyway, if you especially if you're scared of being knocked down, you just want to not spend a lot of time just standing there right clicking anyway. You want to be zipping around, just get remnants off, get maybe one overload right click here or there. But the more you zip around and fight, the more AoE damage that you do, and it kind of makes it so that M19 can't really fight in that area unless they have BKBs going. Which Broodmother has, and no one else. Brewmaster has it queued up now. Nix, yeah, go for it. So that's the one aspect, and the other one is that that makes it extremely easy to just keep lanes pushed out aggressively and defensively.
Have you seen the bug? I'm not sure if it's still in play, but we may have a fight mid, so I'll just shut up.
Can find a big stun on. Oh, only finds half the Spiderling, so gets silenced up with the blink out. But there it is, the ultimate. We'll keep him in. There's a sizable amount of damage now. The hacks to follow onto the idol and want to find both of these, and they should be able to. NaVi, not in any position to help out their buddies. Soneko with the tether. The blink out from General, there was skewing out over his teammate there. And 2 heroes on the sidelines. None of them have buyback. M19 realizes they have a creep coming in mid. Backdoor region is disabled for the time being. They can do some damage up top. Blizz comes through with a brew split. Bound to work away at this building. Pikachu is there, but the Roar on the backline see it. They're looking for the Doom, but he's being healed up. Delayed quite a bit here by the Winter Wyvern. For now, silence up on Muriel. He will fall instead. The Doom does come out, though, onto Lifestealer. His Rage will go off. The right clicks, the nets, everything being dropped on him, and Crystallize will fall. He does have buyback. Dandy's still in the middle of that. They will finally finish off that secondary target. The big damage dealers are still there for M19. What's back on status? Might be back up at this point. I think it is. Yeah. And mid lane being taken care of by General. So once again, NaVi back to the old devices that won them game number 1. And yeah, there's these.
And there it is, the remnants. I think the bug that used to have an exploit, I'm not sure if it's still there, but if you were to skill up the talent tree while you were sipping, the entirety of the distance of that sip would occur from when you skill it on, so it was a lot more concentrated. As they go on mid, Nyx, will they get her? No. Roshan is up though. Refresher Shard is here.
Listen to inside of M19. Okay, they're just gonna go straight up in here onto Stones with Soneko, trying to go for some sort of relocate play, but it's not fast enough. There's too much burst here with the instant hacks and damage, and they're also gonna get Soneko on the way back if they realize that the relocate was coming out here on the high ground. They should be able to see that. NaVi, they're actually in a lot of trouble right now.
They're in a very bad position. I feel like there's enough big cooldowns up. Like, Doom is on cooldown still, but they have the Scream, they have Bruce Split, they have Insatiable Hunger.
Soneko go, buyback and Dandy. Buyback and Crystallize. Alright, they can't get Roshan right now. In fact, they need to take a fight. They might! General blinking aggressively, and he's the one who's about to be bursted down. Nice Winter's Curse here to also find Soneko. And yeah, also set up to make sure the General can make a turnaround play. 2 heroes down. Buyback immediately. Roger will fall. Crystallize has to run away. Danny's out of mana. He's being silenced up and right click down. Gets a deny off, but it doesn't really matter. That's a dieback on him. They're looking for more Crystallize. They can bring down this Lifestealer. And it's all over, but the crying. The Rage will delay things a little bit further, but now the net comes out. Damage over time. 4 heroes down on NaVi, and GG is called. That was the Hail Mary play, but General blinking in like that. M19 just quick on the fingers, ready to turn around and ready to leverage this insane amount of burst.
Well played by them. They just kill opportunity and win it. They did a lot better with how they managed their creep waves, pushed it out, and they addressed the issue. Won this game. They deserve it. Will NaVi bounce back game 2? I think they can do it. I think they were kind of dependent on that kind of previous style that won them the last game,
Yep.
and they need to focus on their lanes a little bit more. I think having Dendi be forced to jungle that early on really inhibited him from getting off the ground, and there was kind of that back-to-back death for him as well, where he lost a lot of bloodstone charges. So NaVi, they can definitely do it, but they're going to need to bounce back from this one.
19 though, they have shown that they are not a force to be trifled with here. They know how to play some Dota. Yeah, they've definitely shown that this game. They carried the momentum into game number 3. Keep their hopes and dreams alive. That game 3 will determine which one of these teams will move on and which one will drop out of the MDL CIS qualifiers. Stay tuned.